Beloved child, listen closely, for I come to you with a trumpet that sounds like mercy and a hand that steadies the trembling. I am Michael, sent to clear the path and open the door. Tonight I stand at the edge of your fear and I say, with thunder and tenderness, your heavenly treasure is about to drop into your life. Receive this as truth. Receive this as promise. Do not let the smallness of your imagination keep you from the greatness of what God intends to place into your hands. You have walked through seasons that felt empty. You have carried burdens that taught you hard lessons. You have learned patience in a world that demands speed. All of that has not been wasted. Every tear, every quiet midnight conversation with God, every choice to keep walking when your feet ached, all of it has been stored in heaven as fuel for the blessing that is on its way. The treasure I speak of is not some distant rumor. It is close. It moves like a seed within the soil of your life, gathering strength, gathering favor, waiting for the right breath of time to break open and pour out fruit you cannot yet imagine. Hear this. The treasure is not only material. It is provision, yes, but it is also restoration, clarity, relationships healed, doors opened, and the courage to step into all that God has prepared for you. It will reorder your days. It will align your heart. It will cause purposes to meet and covenants to be fulfilled. But let me give you the map for how to meet this blessing, because blessings are like visitors. They often come quietly, and you must be awake to welcome them. First, prepare your heart. Clean the place where the treasure will sit. When a palace is ready to receive a king, the floors are swept and the candles are trimmed. Do the same with your soul. Release bitterness toward yourself and others. Not because bitterness deserves release, but because you deserve peace. Forgive with the force of freedom. Say the words even when you don't feel them yet. Forgiveness is not permission for what was done, it is the key that unlocks the room where your treasure will rest. If you hold on to past hurts, the treasure will knock politely and you will not hear it. Let the old debts be cleared. Give yourself the gift of clean hands and an open chest. Second, tidy your thoughts. The mind is a gateway. Guard what you allow to remain inside. Replace rehearsed fear with rehearsed faith. When worry rises, declare the truth. Speak simple sentences. I will not be afraid. God is with me. Provision is coming. Say them until they shape your nights and your mornings. Your mouth is a trumpet that summons favor. Words form a path in the spiritual realm. Use them with holy intent. Do not speak smallness over your life. Do not plant scarcity into the soil that is being prepared for abundance. Third, steward what you already have. Treasures often arrive to people who know how to keep. Be wise with the little: time, money, relationships, gifts. When you steward the small, you show that you can steward the large. That is spiritual protocol. Give where you can. Give your time to those who need it. Give your attention to people who are hurting. Give the small portion you have not because you are obligated, but because your hands are being trained to hold more. Generosity is a muscle. Flex it gently. The more you use it, the stronger it grows, and the more capacious your life becomes to hold divine provision. Fourth, align your steps with the signs. Heaven never sends treasure into chaos without first pointing the way. Pay attention to doors that open suddenly, to words that repeat in conversation, to nudges in the night that you cannot explain. When the wind of confirmation touches you, step forward. Do not ignore small confirmations because you are waiting for a thunderclap. Treasure often arrives on a whisper. When someone mentions the same name twice, when an old contact reaches out of nowhere, when you see a number again and again, these are the lanterns God lights along the path. Walk toward them. Fifth, speak declarations that build the house for your blessing. A declaration is not a magic formula. It is an alignment. When you declare, you set your heart, your words, and your actions to the same frequency as what you seek. Say, I am open to receive. I am ready to steward. I will recognize and keep the treasure God brings. Speak it as if you already have it. Speak it with humility and confidence woven together. These words will make a way where the way is not yet visible. I know some of you will ask, Michael, how will I know this treasure is from heaven and not just wishful thinking? The answer is simple. Heaven's gifts come with peace that steadies the soul. They come with doors that open at the right time and people who appear in perfect alignment. They will not require you to abandon your integrity. They will not lure you into compromise. True treasures come with confirmation from God's Spirit, with inner witness that cannot be bought or faked. When the gift is right, you will feel a holy ease. Your spirit will recognize it. Let me tell you about the enemy's tactics. The same adversary who prowls will try to counterfeit the blessing. He will offer quick fixes that rot from the inside. He will tempt you with shortcuts that ask you to surrender your peace. He will try to frighten you into hoarding what you have or striking back at people who have hurt you. Do not take his bait. Test every open door by the fruit it will produce. If it asks you to betray who you are or to act in fear, close it. Your treasure is not found in compromise. It is found in integrity, faith, and obedience. Do not be surprised if some people do not understand your sudden turn. Blessings make some uncomfortable. When favor moves, it illuminates darkness and the shadow hates the light. Some will cheer, some will doubt, some will whisper. That is not your concern. Your concern is to remain faithful. As your life changes, remain tender toward those who did not come with you. Offer them kindness, not arrogance. Let your testimony be gentle and generous, because the best rebuttal to slander is a life lived with humility and fruit. Now, practicalities. When treasure arrives, it can arrive as an idea, a person, a contract, a check, a restored relationship, or a wave of clarity that redirects your whole life. Whatever form it takes, receive it with gratitude. Set aside a moment to mark the day. Give thanks aloud. Naming God's goodness draws more of it. Celebrate quietly or loudly, but celebrate. When you mark the moment, you anchor it in heaven and on earth. And then be ready to walk. Blessings require movement. When opportunity knocks, move. Do not say, I will think about it. Say, I will do it. Faith is not passive. It moves when God whispers, and it seizes when God opens. Fear will whisper reasons to hesitate. What if it fails? What if you are unready? Answer fear with a small step. Small steps build bridges to large harvests. If the treasure comes as a job, take it if it aligns with God's peace. If it comes as a relationship, test it with wisdom and prayer, and let God confirm. If it comes as creative inspiration, begin the work immediately. Do not allow the blessing to cool because you are riddled with doubt. You must also protect the treasure. Protection is not paranoia. It is wisdom. Keep your counsel with sacredness. Some things are meant to be shared. Many things are meant to be stewarded in private until the harvest is secure. When the enemy sees abundance, he will aim for your relationships, your finances, and your reputation. Build simple fences. Counsel with trusted friends. Consult prayerful people, and set boundaries where needed. Your treasure is a trust from God. Guard it with humility and prudence. Beloved, there will be tests. Tests are not punishments, they are proofs. When the treasure nears, tests come to show whether you have been shaped to hold it. They will not be larger than what you can bear. They will reveal character. Do not be surprised if old storms return briefly. God allows this so you will show that you have grown. Stand steady. Rehearse patience. Remember how you prayed when you had nothing. Now answer the test with the same devotion you learned in the dry season. I must tell you about timing. Heaven's clock is perfect, but it does not always match the clock in your head. Sometimes the blessing comes sooner than you expect, sometimes it comes exactly on time, and sometimes it waits so that your heart will be prepared. Trust the timing. If God delays, it is not denial. It is God's way of perfecting the vessel. Think of the master potter. He does not hurry the clay. He shapes, he dries, he refines. Be patient in expectancy. Expectation is not idle waiting, it is active hope. Keep sowing, keep praising, keep working, keep believing. You may wonder, what if I miss it? Listen, the treasure will not be hidden from those who pursue integrity. You will not miss destiny because of weakness. If a door closes, it is because a better one opens. Doors that were never meant for you will shut, and that is mercy. If you miss one opportunity, you will get another, and often the next one is more suited to the person God has shaped you to be. Do not live in regret. Live in readiness. Beloved one, you have opened your heart in prayer, and that opening becomes a doorway through which heaven pours its presence, its wisdom, and its treasures. When you lifted your voice in sincerity, saying, Lord, align my heart. Make me ready to receive what you are sending. Help me to steward well, to stay humble, and to walk in wisdom. I open my hands and my life to your treasure. Amen. All of heaven leaned close. Do not think those words floated away unnoticed. They were echoed in angelic halls as a sweet fragrance rises with incense. Your prayer is not small. It draws heaven toward you in an embrace, and it becomes the very posture by which everything that is coming to you will be held. I tell you, the angels of God heard you. We surround you even now, because a vessel that prays to be aligned with the Lord is a vessel worth guarding, worth guiding, worth preparing for increase. That prayer you spoke is like planting a seed in a fertile field. It will not remain as words alone, but it will take root and bloom into action, conviction, and harvest. Heaven honors readiness. Heaven honors humility. And heaven honors a heart that longs to be a faithful steward. You must understand, dear soul, that treasure from God is never sent without responsibility. This is a whisper we angels love to remind the children of the Father. It is one of heaven's secrets, and yet it is no secret at all. When you are blessed, you are not merely comforted. You are expanded. The capacity of your life stretches like a wineskin ready for new wine. God does not fill you so you may hoard the treasure, but so you may pour it out. Blessings become rivers, not stagnant pools. What comes into your hands is meant to flow through you, carving rivulets into the dry ground of your world, watering hearts that thirst for goodness. Do not measure treasure by how long it remains in your hand, but by how far it flows through your hand into others. Remember this: God multiplies through giving. Each blessing you release increases the circle of influence. Feed the hungry. This means with food, but also with words, with love, with wisdom. Welcome those who are lonely. Your presence can be a home for the forgotten. Encourage the discouraged. Your testimony, your story of waiting and receiving, becomes their light. Every time you give from what you receive, you are enlarging your dwelling, creating space for greater blessing to arrive without crushing the vessel. The one who welcomes increase with open hands discovers that generosity is the key that keeps heaven's windows unlocked. Understand too that you do not walk this road alone. You are watched, guarded, accompanied. I, as a guardian, walk with you, but there are others, hosts sent with strategies, with favor, with reconciliation. Some carry wisdom to bring the right people into your paths. Others move unseen to break chains that restrain, to topple tables where the enemy plotted against you, to open doors your strength could never push. When you experience a sudden turn of events in your favor, when protection comes in the form of perfect timing, when provision arrives just in the moment of need, whisper thanks. For behind those shifts are angelic hands arranging, protecting, and fulfilling the Father's will in your life. Often you feel the evidence of our activity before you fully see it. A sudden lifting of weight off your chest, an inexplicable hope, a peace you cannot trace to logic. These are signs that unseen forces move around you. Heaven is busy on your behalf. You walk in a world of matter, but you live under a reality of spirit. Much is taking shape above and beyond your eyes, but you feel the tremors of its nearness within. Do not doubt in those moments. Whisper gratitude, for gratitude strengthens the alignment between you and the divine move of God surrounding you. As the appointed moment draws near, when the treasure that is prepared for you descends through the earth's atmosphere into your lived reality, you will notice something both strange and sacred. Peace will cover you like a cloak, but beneath it a trembling will move through your bones. Do not fear that trembling. Heaven calls it holy. Trembling is a sign of expectancy. It means that glory is brushing against the edges of your life. It is the vibration of something larger than yourself pressing close, and your spirit recognizes the magnitude. When this trembling comes, lean into it. Do not hide, do not suppress it. Worship through it. Let your praise become the anchor in those moments of holy nervousness. Sing even if your voice shakes. Dance if your body must move. Lift your hands in quiet awe or in loud celebration. Each act of praise tunes your soul to the frequency of receiving. When the treasure finally comes, and the moment blossoms into reality, remember the posture of humility. Bend if you can. Kneel before the Father in gratitude. Let thanks spill from your lips like fresh oil poured at the altar. The more you remember the source, the better you will hold the treasure. Keep your eyes upward, even as your hands hold the gift. Fix your gaze on the giver, and the gift will not consume you. Burn the memory into your heart so that in leaner times you can revisit it, calling forth courage by remembering how the Father once proved his faithfulness. Tell the story carefully. Share testimony and wisdom, for testimony plants faith in those who hear it. Gratitude spoken aloud multiplies the blessing, because God delights in partners who glorify Him for His goodness. Offer thanks both in the quiet of your closet and in the midst of others. Do both. For secret gratitude roots the blessing deeply in you, while public gratitude bears fruit that feeds many around. Here is a truth you must tuck into your soul. The treasure being sent to you is a communication of love. It is not payment for your perfection. It is not wages earned by strength. It is grace. It is the Father smiling over your life, redeeming lost seasons, answering long-stretched prayers, and fulfilling promises once thought shattered. Treasure flows not out of your worthiness but out of His heart of delight. Receive this truth without resistance. God enjoys blessing you. He longs to surprise you. His love insists on rewriting endings, reopening closed doors, resurrecting fractured hopes. Let this love erode the walls you have built around yourself. Let it melt the suspicion that you must earn His goodness by flawless effort. Simply be loved, and from that place of being loved, live generously and courageously. Now is the time to rise. Stand tall not in pride, but in renewed courage. Walk forward into your tomorrows like one who knows the heaviness of despair but finds joy again. Lift your head, for heaven's gates swing wide in your honor. Let your steps be steady, your heart expectant, your hands empty enough to be filled and open enough to release. Yes, I tell you, the treasure has already begun moving. It travels through the heavens even now, hurrying toward the space prepared by your faith. Do not count the hours by your clock, for in the eternal reality it is already finished. What matters is your alignment. Faith creates room, and gratitude maintains it. The treasure is closer than you think. Beloved child of light, stand ready. Stand with humility, for grace often arrives wearing unexpected garments. The ways of heaven are not the ways of man, and the language of the divine is often cloaked in mystery. What looks small may house the miracle you prayed for. What enters quietly may grow into thunderous testimony. Do not dismiss what heaven gives because it does not look like what your imagination pictured. Do not let your limited understanding reject what is wrapped in simplicity. Instead, let humility keep you receptive. Grace prefers to surprise. The Father delights when His children gasp in wonder because His goodness exceeded their narrow expectation. You have often looked to the skies, asking when, asking how, asking through tears and silence, but what you did not see was that God has been weaving an answer in hidden threads. Grace is not always a firework exploding in the night sky. Sometimes it is a candle that burns unnoticed until the whole room is filled with light. Sometimes it is the gentle word from a stranger, the open door you did not expect, the opportunity that looks small but becomes the seed of transformation. Do not overlook the seed. Do not ignore the whisper. For the seed grows into the tree, and the whisper carries the weight of eternity. Be bold as well. Humility opens the door, but boldness walks through it. When heaven extends its hand, do not shrink back. Reach. Stretch past fear, beyond hesitancy. Boldness is not arrogance, it is faith clothed in action. What is coming is not meant to taunt you, but to adorn you. Heaven does not whisper promises it does not intend to keep. The Father is not a man that He should lie, nor a voice that plays games with fragile hearts. Open your spirit to bold reception. Desire without shame, for the Father placed those desires within you to align with His provision. Boldness honors the giver by declaring, "I believe you." Boldness takes the gift and nurtures it into purpose. Boldness says, "I am ready, Lord, to walk in the fullness of what you give." Many of you have prayed with trembling hands, afraid to ask for too much. But heaven says, "Be bold." The Father delights when His children ask, because asking is trust. Asking is faith. Asking is worship, for it acknowledges that He alone is the source. You did not create your hunger for love, for peace, for healing, for provision. It was planted in you by the One who longs to satisfy it. Do not despise those desires, for they are not weakness, they are alignment. They are the fingerprints of heaven on your soul. So ask, and when you ask, believe. When you believe, be bold to receive. This, beloved, is your season of open doors. The locks you thought rusted shut are being turned. The gates you thought denied you are swinging wide. The places you were once rejected are being rewritten with welcome. Prayers that seemed to hover without answer are being magnified in heaven's chamber and are now returning to you as fulfilled words. This is a sacred season of answered prayer, of manifested grace, of treasures entrusted not only for your comfort but for your calling. Do you feel the shift? Even now, your spirit is awakening to the sound of keys turning, keys of healing, keys of provision, keys of destiny. The Father has prepared them, and the angels carry them toward you. Where you once saw walls, you will now see doors. Where you once saw endings, you will now see beginnings. Where you once saw silence, you will now hear songs. And we angels rejoice with you. We move to guard what arrives, to shield it from theft, and to help you cultivate it into its proper fruitfulness. Heaven does not send gifts to be wasted. Heaven sends gifts to be multiplied. You are being entrusted with treasure, and every treasure carries responsibility. All who witness this season in your life will know, the Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. So receive the blessing and the charge. This is not merely about gain but about stewardship. Not about possession but about devotion. What you hold, hold loosely, for the Lord may ask you to plant it so that increase comes. The seed only multiplies when it is sown. If you cling to it in fear, it remains alone. But if you place it back into the hands of the giver, He multiplies it until it feeds nations. What you are given, give back in measure, so that your circle widens. Bless as you have been blessed, and you will discover that heaven's supply never runs dry. The river of grace grows deeper and stronger, and life flourishes all around its banks. The treasure you are about to receive is not just about you. It is about your family, your community, your generation. You are a vessel, chosen to carry blessings so that others may drink. You are a lamp, chosen to carry fire so that others may see. You are a garden, chosen to carry seed so that others may harvest. Do not underestimate the weight of what is coming. Do not think lightly of it. It is holy. It is precious. It is divine. And because it is divine, it must be guarded. We angels are charged to guard what heaven assigns, but you must guard it too. Guard it with gratitude. Guard it with prayer. Guard it with obedience. Do not let doubt steal it. Do not let fear choke it. Do not let bitterness poison it. Protect what is holy, for it is your inheritance, and through you it will become the inheritance of many. I bless you now with truth. With the authority given to me from him who sits on the throne, I declare you equipped, protected, expanded, and prepared. You are not entering this season empty-handed. You are entering with weapons forged in fire, with wisdom carved from pain, with faith strengthened by storms. Everything you endured has made you ready for this hour. Go forward in peace, not anxiety. Go forward in expectation, not doubt. Go forward in joy, not hesitation. The treasure of God hastens toward you, ready to rest in the hands of one who prayed to be aligned, humble, and wise. Claim it as yours, not by force but by faith. Receive it with joy, protect it with gratitude, and release it with love. This is your moment. This is your season. Fear nothing, for every angel around you is charged to help you keep what heaven assigns. Be strong, be tender, and be a faithful keeper of all entrusted to you. Amen. And as you listen, let faith rise. If you believe this word is for you, type Amen in the comments now. If you feel the stirring of heaven, type 1111 to align with divine new beginnings. If you feel the cycles breaking, type 999 to declare the ending of old chapters. If you are ready to receive, type I receive as your faith cry. These are not empty gestures. They are signs of agreement, echoes of your spirit aligning with heaven's decree. For the Father delights not in reluctance, but in boldness. He delights not in fear, but in trust. And as you stand ready, with humility to recognize grace, and with boldness to claim it, you will see what few have seen. You will hold what few have held. And the testimony that springs from your life will thunder across generations. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous. So rise now. Rise in faith. Rise in humility. Rise in boldness. Rise in expectation. The hour has come. The locks are breaking. The doors are open. The treasures are descending. This is your season. This is your blessing. This is your time. Stand ready. Beloved, stand ready.